This is the Backlog Exposed podcast with Kevin Lane and Joel Rubel, bringing you weekly discussions on gaming as well as quick insights into sports, entertainment, and anything else that they can think of. Be sure to check out the backlogexposed.com, where you can listen to the podcast and get links to Twitter, Discord, YouTube, and Facebook.
I'm Joe.
I'm Kevin.
And we are
the Backlog
Exposed.
Now, gear up and get ready because this backlog is about to be exposed.
If you have been living under a rock or not paying attention, NXT TakeOver in Phoenix this past week, the War Raiders raided the New Era, and our friend of the show, Todd, won his first WWE Gold. He and Hanson and Rowe, the War Raiders, won the Tag Team Championships, and it was a very bittersweet moment for me and a lot of my friends who know him personally, and to see just the performance that they put on, and not only that, but to know, the journey that this guy has taken to get to where he is today. Many of us that listen to this show, many of you anyways that listen to this show, probably grew up listening to or watching wrestling Saturday mornings and Sunday mornings, and watching the pay-per-views. I mean, we're talking about the good old days of Dusty Rhodes and Hulk Hogan and Rick Rude and Ric Flair and all those guys. I mean, the list is endless when it comes to iconic characters. But for me, my favorite division was the tag division. I loved watching Legion of Doom, and I loved watching Demolition, and I loved, seeing the performances that those teams put on. My favorite pay-per-view was always Survivor Series, seeing the teams get put together. And watching the storyline as they build up. The music that you heard to kick off the show today, we're just paying homage to Todd. Both he and Hanson and Rowe, the War Raiders, that was their music leading up. They had a really amazing entrance at the pay-per-view, NXT TakeOver Phoenix, and like I said, they came in, cleaned house, and won the belts. Now, a lot of people will say wrestling is fake and wrestling is, whatever. It's just a soap opera for men and blah, blah, blah. Yeah, it is. It is. It's exactly what it is. It's like G.I. Joe the cartoon or the movie or whatever. It's something that fuels you up, makes you happy. It's fun to watch. I mean, it's silly at times. It's sad at times. It's energizing at times. But it's something that I've always enjoyed. I've gone in and out for years. Watching wrestling and not watching wrestling and watching it and not. But growing up, me and my brother spent a lot of time watching it, even going to multiple WrestleManias, multiple pay-per-views in person. So yeah, it's fun. But now I get to sit back and see somebody I know actually do it. Not just do it, but win. And, I'm hoping that one day soon he's actually on the main roster, because when you look at the tag teams in the WWE, on the main rosters, the SmackDown and Raw, there's just, you don't got a whole lot. And I think these two can come in and really make a name for themselves world or nationally on the WWE platform. They've already gone worldwide. First tag team to hold specific belts in multiple federations like New Japan Pro Wrestling, Ring of Honor, WWE. So, hats off to Todd and Ray, the War Raiders. They are the tag team champions in NXT, and I think they should just turn around and put them right on WrestleMania. I know that that's a little bit much, and let them savor and bask in the glory, but they need to come in and just interrupt whatever tag team championship match is going on at WrestleMania, demolish everybody, put them on notice, and say they're coming. That's what I hope happens. I doubt it because the storylines are pretty standard, and on the main rosters they're pretty predictable. But on NXT, I mean, you get something different, and you get a good story. You get a very hungry group of wrestlers who are looking to make a name for themselves, and so yeah, hats off to you guys. Really, really proud of you. And we'll get Justin back on. He was on a few weeks ago to kick off the new year, and he was a very close friend, one of Todd's best friends growing up, and so he wants to talk a bit about Todd winning the belt and seeing it on TV live, and getting the kids involved and watching with our children. It's just some amazing stuff. So we'll get him on here probably mid next week to go into detail there. If you have not caught it, definitely go to YouTube. We'll probably tweet it out as well. An army of Vikings joins the War Raiders, the epic march to the ring, NXT TakeOver Phoenix. In addition to that, WWE has been putting together different little vignettes for Todd and Ray, and basically seeing them backstage, seeing some of their emotional side, seeing Todd's brother, watch him, witness winning the belt live and breaking down. I mean, it was really emotional. But yeah, they're putting their wheels behind these guys and letting them coast. So I know Todd and his teammate have the ability to make some bigger waves than they already have. I can't wait to see it. If you haven't, check it out. But yeah, we are on episode number 40 of the Backlog Exposed. 40. And it is now February 2019. Groundhog saw his shadow, I guess, or whatever it is, and he expects a early spring. I sure hope that spring is right around the corner, because this polar vortex has really pissed off a lot of people in the country. What a weird event. I grew up in the Northeast. It's always been cold, but when you're seeing temperatures -20, -30 across the country, and you have 100-degree discrepancy between one area of the country and another, that being, I think, Wisconsin, it was like -37, and it was 66 or 60, whatever, 64 over in Miami. What a weird thing going on. I don't know. I mean, I've never heard of a polar vortex. Think summer should come. That's what I think. I moved to Florida for a reason. I hate the cold, and my bones chill. And I start to, my wrists hurt. I mean, I'm getting old. As a almost 40-year-old gamer dad, I'm starting to come down with carpal tunnel. I think I got a doctor's appointment in a couple of days, and I don't know if anyone can relate. But if you have any suggestions, like I said, I'm seeing a doctor, so hopefully I get it taken care of on Monday tomorrow, couple days from now. But when I'm sleeping, my arms go numb, my hands are throbbing. I wake up, they're swollen, and lately, last week or so, just playing video games, just holding the controller in my lap while I play has caused like really, really extreme pain in my hand. My right hand basically just feels like it's about to pop or something. I don't know how to explain it, but I can tell it's a nerve in the wrist. I'm really, after doing a lot of research, I'm really thinking it's carpal tunnel. I do type a lot. I do play video games a lot. I try to go to the gym when I can, always using my grip and this and that. So I don't know. It's caught up to me. I've always heard stories about it. It's been going on for years, and I never really saw the signs. I always thought, hey, I just need to lose a little weight or sleep differently. But for years, my arms kind of go numb at night. I sleep with my arm under my pillow, my head on my, I sleep on my side. So if you get that feeling, the tingling sensation, those are the early warning signs, from what I understand, on carpal tunnel. You feel it all up and down your arms at night. It could also be many other things. Could be, neck pressure. Could be anything to do with the spine. I do have an issue with my lower lumbar. So, it could be a whole slew of things, but is with all the pain that's really centralizing right now on the inside of my wrists, like right below the palm. I'm starting to believe it's probably carpal tunnel. We'll hopefully find out for sure, get it taken care of. But what I'm reading as well is that, if I do get it taken care of, whether it be by cortisone shot, stretching, or surgery, I'll be back in the game. And, one of the things that stops me from going to the gym is the fatigue in my wrists and forearms when I'm doing curls or this or that. I kind of just, I don't know, the fatigue seems to hit pretty quick, and this might have something to do with that. So maybe this will get me back on the right track in a lot of ways. Fitness is definitely a key thing that we got to remember as gamers. We can't just sit around and let our bodies waste away, especially some of us who are older. Turning 30, you notice a lot of things. I mean, my hair started falling out at 27. I've been bald since. So now that I'm almost 40, you got the back, you got the wrists, you got the shoulder problems, you got the things are ridiculous these days. And when you don't have the millions of dollars to have a personal trainer and a personal gym and a chef that gives you the right meals every day, it's tough. It's really tough. So, I'm going to do what I can, but I also want to do what I love. I love playing video games. So that's what we're going to focus on here, and we're going to get right into it. So a couple key things. Okay. We're going to talk about the Super Bowl. We have Tom Brady coming up here tomorrow. Today being February 2nd, tomorrow February 3rd. This is Tom Brady's fifth Super Bowl in 6 years. And the guy has 5 rings. He's looking for number 6. He's starting to build them out on the other hand. There is no question in my mind, whether you love him or hate him, that he is the greatest quarterback of all time. And I know that that's an argument that people are still trying to make, saying Joe Montana, this or that, but it's just no question. I mean, I can say that Mariano Rivera or Derek Jeter are better than many of the Red Sox that have ever existed. I can say that. They performed. I hated them. I hated watching them. I hated their faces, everything, but they were better. Joe Torre was a phenomenal coach. I didn't like him because I was a Red Sox fan. So, I see so much hate. Everyone wants to jump on some bandwagon about cheating or this or that. That's such bullshit. It really is such bullshit. It's such a immature way of looking at things. You know what sucks is when the Saints should have won that game and the ref fucked up and they lose. That's bullshit, okay? But the football gate, the spying on the other teams, all that stuff is shit, either bullshit or shit that other teams do too, and the Patriots got caught because they're the ones, with the target. And maybe not, maybe I'm wrong, maybe they're just fucking cheaters and they cheat every year to win, but I think most people know that that's not true. And that Bill Belichick puts together a team that he knows can win. He puts coaches in place that can get the plays down and that can get the staff ready for and prepared for what they're going against. It's a lot like fighting. If you have a coach that can coach you towards a specific type of fighter, you're going to do a better job. Me as a nobody who can't throw a punch, if for 6 months someone comes in or 3 months or whatever a training camp is, if they come in and train me to juke and dodge and this and that because this guy's doing a certain thing, I'll do better than if I just walk in with no training at all. Absolutely. So these coaches are obviously, just phenomenal coaching staff. Tom Brady is a phenomenal quarterback. There's so many different clips and stuff saying he's done years ago. Well, he may not. I mean, the guy's getting older. I saw a really funny picture. It was like Gronk was like 12 when they played the Rams last in the Super Bowl, and Edelman was like 8 or something. I don't know. They were kids, and now they're in the Super Bowl with the same guy, and he still looks like he's got years ahead of him. I mean, sure, it's Botox or whatever, but the guy keeps himself in shape. He's never had the best arm. He's always had a good arm. It's his accuracy. It's his timing. It's his front line. It's a combination. It's a team thing. And he always credits the team. He never takes personal responsibility for the win. He always gives his hats off to the opponent, saying that they're tough. The guy's a class act. And I'm proud to be a fan of the Patriots while he's the quarterback. And I really do hope he breaks these records and continues to shine. And I believe personally that if he wins this game against the Rams, and it's a decisive, just domination, I believe he's done. I believe that you'll see the dynasty break up in some capacity. I think Gronk will move on to the WWE. I think that's an aspiration of his. I think that you'll see the team kind of break apart and take a new direction. Maybe Belichick's gone. Who knows? But there's also the chance that they just come back next year and do it again, or at least put forth the effort to do it again. Sorry for that interruption. If you heard it, Wesley is loud. So, but anyways, not to get too much deeper into this because I have to keep this a short podcast today. But I don't want to make any predictions. I just want to make hopes. I'm a superstitious guy. If I predict a win or a loss or whatever, I don't want to be right or wrong there. But I'm going to say I hope that they win. I hope that Brady continues to be dominant and successful. I think the guy deserves it because if there is one, I'd rather that one be a humble person who does talk good about other people, who doesn't brag. I mean, sure, he's silly and he's kind of goofy. Got the Giselle as a wife and blah blah blah. There's a lot of reasons to hate the guy from jealousy aspect, but I think he's a great representative of our team. I hope he and Belichick and Gronk and whoever else continue for years to come, so that we can, as fans, continue to celebrate their success. But I understand that people don't want them to win. But that makes it good. If people don't want you to win, then you're doing something right. We're going to wrap this thing up with another about 10, 12 minutes of video gaming talk, and then we'll get Joe back on here in a couple days. We're going to do it right. But we're only 10 episodes away from 50, and we're growing. January was a phenomenal month for us. Obviously, I would say that we're doing something right. I hope that we are. Feedback is always a benefit. So if you want to provide it, please do. But I guess don't if you don't want to. We're still growing, and thank you to all the new listeners. Thank you to all the people subscribing to our channel, the people reaching out and saying, giving us heads up and tweeting at us and things. We're really grateful. So again, Joe and I say thanks. I want to reach out to the audience here. I got a steering wheel. I got one of the Logitech G29s for my PlayStation 4. And I guess it also connects to the computer. I'd like to know if you have your favorite games that are compatible with that racing wheel. I only have 2. I got the wheel because it was on sale, and I knew I could resell it if I wanted to, but I like playing these games in VR. Unfortunately, one of the games, Wipeout, I was expecting to be able to play Wipeout with this thing, and it's not compatible. It really pisses me off. But I do have Dirt Rally VR, and I do have Drive Club. And both of those games, I'll tell you, it's weird. When you're driving and you go out of control with the headset on and you're holding the steering wheel and it has the force feedback, you expect to crash. And there's something your brain does. It's just like, I don't know, it's uncomfortable to not crash when you think you're supposed to. So getting over that is definitely interesting. It's interesting. But I got to try it some more. I haven't played it enough because I'm in the middle of moving and the situation isn't really set up to be able to do a lot of VR right now. But with all that being said, please reach out to me, tweet at the Backlog Pod. Let us know if you have a favorite game that is compatible with that racing wheel. I'll look to pick it up. I guess it doesn't have to be VR. I prefer VR with that racing wheel, but it doesn't have to be. It can be any game. So, but also I have a computer. I have an upgraded computer with a much better processor now, so I can play computer games as well. So if I can hook this thing up to the computer and benefit there, let me know what you think. I'd love to hear it. Let's see. Okay, we haven't really talked much about Borderlands 2, but I haven't been able to play that a lot either because of the move and everything. So I'll wait till Joe gets back on. I want to get his take, so hold me to it. Definitely want to talk about the Borderlands 2 VR with Joe. As far as backlog games, guys, I have not been able to play much of anything. I play Fortnite because it's easy to jump in. My kid is really just hell-bent on it. If any of you have kids that are playing Fortnite right now, please reach out. Let me know if you're seeing the same disease that's plaguing their minds. It's nuts. While it's fun, it's also a little scary. I mean, I could be in the middle of yelling at my son for doing something wrong, and before I'm done talking, all that he can think of is the next event or the challenges or what's happening with the cube or what's happening with the snowstorm and the Ice King. It's just like, I play the game a lot, but it just seems like It's consuming people's minds. It's really crazy. And I don't know if that's a bad thing or not. I mean, he loves it, right? He enjoys it. He gets super frustrated too. So I'm trying to tailor that back a little bit. Trying to get him outside some more. We got a basketball hoop and things like that to be able to pull him away a little bit. But at the same time, I love video game, and I want him to love it and be good at it as well. I think there's a lot of benefits to the gaming community and benefits to response times and I don't know. There's a lot of benefits there, in my opinion, that are missed when people talk about how bad gaming is for people. I disagree. I think that there's limits to everything, just like food and a lot of other things. You can, as long as you limit yourself properly. But when I see these behaviors, the negative attitude towards dropping the controller, putting it away to go to dinner, or just anger because of losing and stuff like that, that's when I start stepping in and pulling them away and trying to change the topic. But man, I'll tell you, it's just like you can't get out of his head. Fortnite. I wouldn't have thought a year ago when Fortnite was blowing up that it would be this big as continuously as it is. For example, today, at the time of this recording, there's about 10 minutes to go before Marshmello does his concert inside of Fortnite. They've set up a stadium inside of one of the locations, Pleasant Park, I think it is, and you're going to be able to go and watch a concert inside Fortnite with Marshmello, the real DJ. If you don't know who Marshmello is, he plays trancey type DJ music. He actually won PAX 3 last year with Ninja, which was pretty cool. The guy wears a giant marshmallow helmet and DJs and plays video games with it on, and so I'm interested to see it. I'm going to jump in and check it out. But yeah, I don't know. Also on the table here, Kingdom Hearts 3 just came out, and the reviews are pretty good. I mean, it's not one of those like, hey, this is a 10 out of 10 or a 20 out of 10 or whatever. People are saying it's good. It's a strong game. But I am also reading that if you've never played it before, getting in and playing it can be confusing because they don't really help you too well as a new player in the series. So, there's a lot of reasons to go back and play the originals. There's a lot of different versions of this game, and it'd be a lot of time to really invest into going back and getting there. But with all that being said, it is what it is, and the game is supposedly really good, and it brought a lot more of the Disney universe into this game. So, my 4-year-old sees Buzz in the game, and he wants it. They're smart. They're very smart with their marketing. So I'm going to look and keep an eye on the reviews there, see how it's going. I don't know if we'll get it. My wife wants it, but she never played the first when we got her, so I don't know. We'll see. A lot of rumors about PlayStation 5 being backwards compatible. Some patents were filed and submitted in order to be able to render previous games in, making the CPU act as though it's the CPU of the older systems and things. So it would be like a true rendering of the game in its natural habitat. I think this is a must. It's definitely a must for me for a day one buy. If they don't have backwards compatibility, at least with PlayStation 4 in my digital library, I will not be buying the PlayStation 5 out the gate. I'll wait. I got too many games. I think that's a problem with this generation right now, is that there's so many games that come out that are cheap, and then you got the PlayStation Plus, and you got the Xbox One Gold and all that. We have backlogs. That's what the point of this podcast is. And so if you jump on a new system, and the new system has 14 games on it, like the Switch did when it came out or whatever, there's no point when the system isn't that much better than the previous one. I don't think it's going to be blowing anyone out of the cannonballs or whatever the hell. It's just not going to shock anybody. Back in episode 6, I think it was August, we talked about Microsoft's adaptive controller that was coming out. Well, keep an eye during the Super Bowl. They're going to have an ad, and I watched it today. You can go check it out on YouTube. They actually have it in use now, and it's just really inspiring and awesome to see that they're pushing for the ability to provide handicapped people with the ability to compete at the same level. I mean, that's really what they're doing. It looks simple, the adaptive controller, it looks like a DJ box or something. It's it's got two big pads on it. I mean, but really, there's all these peripherals that you can plug into it. I think it's got dozens of spots to where you can put different things in, pads and foot pedals and all sorts of things, so that if you don't have fingertips, you can still compete, because you can train your body to, say you have to tap with your chin and hit with your, with your elbow or whatever. They're making that possible, and it's really cool. Like I said, we did talk about this almost 6 months ago, and I think it's phenomenal to see it starting to really come into play here. In the commercial is cool. It's really cool. So check it out. Dr. Mario. Looks like Nintendo's doing a Dr. Mario smartphone game. I will be getting that. Dr. Mario, much like Tetris, is a very fun game for me. The first game I actually played when I got the Nintendo Classic, it was Dr. Mario. Some other things real quick. Resident Evil 2 reviews are just off the charts. Everyone's loving it. It's Capcom, I think, or Resident Evil's, the series' best opening week ever in the history of games for them. Resident Evil's been a powerhouse for a long time. So to see a remake come out of the gate like that, you're going to see a lot more remakes. They're already talking about Resident Evil 3, and if there's a demand for it, they'll do it. But in addition to that, Netflix is looking to start a Resident Evil TV series. Now, the movies have been hit or miss for me, but I think a TV series with a plot line and something to come back for more, I'm interested. So keep an eye on that. In addition to the Super Bowl commercial I was talking about for the adaptive controller, I also just read that Ninja is going to be in an NFL Super Bowl commercial, where some of the stars are excited that Ninja is at the event with them. Kind of a funny take, and something that's awesome for the gaming community. People are going to shit on them for it, I'm sure, but I just think that it's really cool to see the gaming community thrive, and I think 2019, 2020, we're going to see it just explode. Anthem betas have been rolling out. I couldn't talk much about it before. I had an NDA, but I pre-ordered the game. It's definitely worthwhile. Check that game out. I wish there was some more details on multiplayer. I wish there was a battle royale aspect to this game or something, but damn, the game is fun. It definitely plays a lot like, I guess, Destiny or Division, where you group up with people who are just in the realm with you, and you complete your missions like that. But it is fun. It looks beautiful, and definitely really looking forward to that. I'll be streaming that on our Twitch channel once it comes out, so be on the lookout for it. Also, tomorrow, I guess it's, or Monday, they're going to be announcing Titanfall Battle Royale. I think it's going to be free to play. Titanfall is a phenomenal game. I really had a lot of fun on the multiplayer of Titanfall and the story. I beat it, and Titanfall Battle Royale is something I'm interested in. Looks like they're going to focus on no mechs in the Battle Royale, but it's going to be with the same engine, and there'll be loot crates and things for cosmetics only. But shit, I mean, some more powerhouses getting into the Battle Royale arena. I'm definitely looking forward to it. And we're about a month and a half away from Battlefield 5's Battle Royale. I really, really hope that one comes out. I hope it's strong. And with it being Groundhog Day, there's one other thing to announce. Sony VR development team has created Groundhog Day VR, and it's coming out soon, I guess. And it's set in the frickin' universe of the movie. It's supposed to be years later. You're going to be Phil's son, and yeah, it's set in the universe. It's crazy. I'm sure it's going to be silly. I don't know what, how fun it's going to be, but it looks like it's developed pretty good. So Groundhog Day VR, we're going into the universe of Groundhog Day the movie. All right, guys, I got to wrap it up. Really appreciate all the likes, follows, listens. Check out our Twitter at the Backlog Pod. Check out our Instagram at the Backlog Pod. Check out our website, thebacklogexposed.com. Check out anchor.fm/the Backlog Exposed. Check all of the Backlog Exposed out. Remember to like, subscribe, share, tweet, talk about us, tell your friends. It's the only way we're going to keep growing. And thank you, everybody. Till next time, I'm Kevin, I'm out, and this was episode 40 of the Backlog Exposed.